Over the past year, I qualified for the CDH European Championship multiple times. I had quite the run. I played a lot of crazy decks. I tested them out. I played Kona, Garuda, Rakdos, Kefka, and of course Etali. And I tracked my stats over the year, and I had actually the best stats with him. So yeah, let's go into my deck. Budini. Yeah, this was me from the last video. 314 players, the CDH European Championship in Munich. Yeah. We're not going to go through the other decks, but I will be going through my games. Here it is, 20th of 314 players. After the Swiss, I was on 14th. This is Etali, the fastest dinosaur alive. Zoom. Yeah, so I tested out Tezzeret. Didn't find him that good. Yeah, but here are some new additions. The Cabbage Merchant is still being tested. It's okay-ish. Yeah. MVPs were like Jaxus, of course the Treasonous Ogre, and surprisingly Harrygast. And I actually did cast Emrakul once in the tournament. That was pretty cool. All right, I will be going through the games now. Seat 1 Rawl, Sisay, me, and Kinnan. Well, I go wild on turn 2. Sissy can stop me, and by casting an ad nos. I'm kind of agreeing to drawing here. Game 2. Game 2 is Vivi, me, Rocktrass, and the Balloon Man. I flipped the Quicksilver Elemental from Vivi, and Vivi was on board, so I could get infinite mana, and there was also a Thrasios on board. So, and then I see it, and I'm like, okay. And then I announce it. Then I'm like, okay, here I can go infinite mana and draw all the cards. And I have one Mox Opal that I flipped, so I can make 1 blue mana. And but Vivi bounces the Quicksilver Elemental. And what I should have probably done is go into my second main, because in my combat I could have attacked with Ragavan and made a treasure. So kind of screwed that one up. I'm not sure if he would have bounced it in my combat step, but yeah, I'd have another backup mana for the Quicksilver Elemental. That would have been much better. Oh well. Well, I keep on going, and I get a Final Fortune turn, and I get a lot of copies, and I don't know, I did like 6-7 flips, and in my Final Fortune turn, but it wasn't enough, and then I just die. And this is actually the game where I casted Emrakul. Yeah. So my third game is it's Roxai, me, Tyam, and Marnoise. So I get a turn 2 Treasonous Ogre, and I'm right about to hit it off, and then the Marnoise player says, please don't cast him, I have to counter him. And then he shows me his counter spell, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait a turn. And well, in his end step, Roxai, they cast an Adnos. He counters it, and Roxai has a Swan Song to counter that, which gets Mental Misstep by Marnoise. So, boom, no more counter spells, and Roxai doesn't do much in his turn, passes, and then I'm off. I'm casting Etali and flipping and winning. So I kind of sneaked into that win. Game 4 is Roxai, Kinnan, and me. I have a turn 2 Etali, and Roxai number 1 mulls down to 1. And well, Roxai number 2 is gonna go crazy. He's like playing a Rhystic Study, I think, turn 2, and turn 3 he copies his Rhystic Study, and the other 2 players don't have anything. Also, I want to try turn 1. I play a Mana Vault, and he counters that one with a Mental Misstep. Yeah, that screwed me up. So it's pretty clear after that copy enchantment that Kinnan and Rockside 1 and me are playing together, and we're hoping for a restart or a draw. And yeah, we kind of stop him. He's trying to do a breach line, so he plays Underworld Breach, but he needs the Gamble, which he just casted and is in the graveyard. And so he fetches a land, and I Noxious Revival on the fetch his Gamble onto his deck, so it gets shuffled back in, and that kind of screws him. And he tries to counter that, and we kind of stop him. Like, we have like 5 interaction pieces, but the turn cycle goes back to me. I cast Etali, and I have a win on board, so this is what we were planning to do. I have a win on board with an intuition line and something else, Break Trap, and then he stops me, and then it's kind of over, and then it's back to his turn, and he just wins. There's me, Emil, Sisse, and Rocktrass. I get a turn 2 Ogre out, yay. And no counter spells, who would have thought, and I get a Miku spawn, or whatever, or however you pronounce that thing. That gets me a Cradle, which gets me tons of mana because I flipped only creatures, and I luckily still have some copy Etali spells, and I still have enough mana with the Ogre and the Cradle that I just got, and I just snowball into it and just win right on turn 2. Harry Gust was very, very good in this game. I think because of him, I got like 2 more flips and drew cards that I needed. Like, I think I drew a Food Chain off of that, which I tutored before. And yeah, it was just insanely good value on Harry Gust. So game 6, it's me, Tivit, and Erinis plus Screech Urchin background thingy. Yeah, I've never seen this. I get an Etali turn 2, but the flips are terrible. I continue the game. Tivit number 1 he gets his Tivit out, and he's kind of ahead. You know, we're all noticing this right away. So we play together. I flip my Etali to the dark side. We kind of forced a draw there because he's got like his treasures out, and he's gonna go crazy on his turn, so he takes the draw. Last game in the Swiss, it's me, Ral, Blue Farm, and Blue Farm. Yeah, and I need this win to make it to the top 40 cut. I put my stuff out, and after my turn, Ral puts out fucking Vexing Bauble. Sorry, my language there. So now everybody's looking at Ral. Yeah. So there's another turn cycle passes, and I'm like, yep, guys, I'm out of this game. I'm just put my stuff out and pass the turn, and Ron's getting prepared, and then the first Blue Farm player is like, okay, I'm gonna put out my study now, and he does that, and then he's like, guys, can you cast some spell? Because I need to get my land drop, and with the land drop, I can counter Ral if he tries to do something. I play along, and I'm, yeah, sure, I'll cast a spell so you can draw a card. And then I cast a Worldly Tutor. And with this Worldly Tutor, I put a Wandering Archaic on top, and I say, yeah, I think this is a good card to stop Ral. So I hope you guys will, let's kind of play together and get this Wandering Archaic in there. Yeah. So he actually draws his land off the Rhystic Steady trigger, and the other Blue Farm player doesn't really do much and doesn't have much. So it's my turn. I draw my Archaic, I play it, and pass turn. Raul is kind of scared now, and he's not going for it. He just chills. Like he plays land and passes turn. In his end step, blue farm is 2, so vamp 2 run stack. So okay, why not? I'll just go along and copy that. Don't mind. And I put a dual caster mage on top because I got a twin flame in hand. So blue farm 2 just plays a Born Upon the Wind to draw a card. He gets nothing. I copy it and I draw my dual caster mage. And in his end step, Raul gets or casts a mystical tutor. I copy that. I put a Veil of Summer on top. Raul gets I think it's Jessica's Will. Goes to my turn. And people are freaking out now because I start off playing a Twin Flame, targeting Wandering Archaic, and holding Prior, putting a Dual Caster Mage on the stack. He had an Adnos, the blue farm number 1, and he played it. And I copied it. I didn't get to draw too many cards because I think I fill up Harrigast and Emrakul, and Rionia or something. It was bam, and I'm down to 10 life points, and I'm okay, that's enough. And he gets a Chain of Vapor and he tries to stop me. So he tries to bounce the Archaic, where I cast my Veil of Summer. And on that, he needs to Rain of Filth for the mana for me not to copy the spell. So he gets a counter spell onto the Twin Flame, and he had to sacrifice all his lands for this, and he has nothing left. So he counters the Twin Flame. And what I forgot to say is that Raul cracked the bubble, so they could cast free interactions. But now I'm ready to go to cast some Etali action here. Blue farm has 40 cards in hand or what, and I flipped the Jessica's Will. That makes me 40 red. This turn goes for 30 minutes. I'm casting and I'm playing, and then I finally get a Underworld Breach out, or I tutor for Underworld Breach, sacrificing my Dual Caster Mage, and then recasting it with the Twin Flame, and then I kill them all with combat damage. So my overall ranking is 14 now after Swiss. I get so the top 10 do not have to, or top 8, I'm not sure, don't have to play. They go directly to the top 16, and the others have to play it out. I am seeded the highest, so I'm seed 1. There's Oswald on 2, never played against that, and we got seed 3 and seed 4 is Blue Farm. I want to play a Mana Ball turn 1 and something else, but Blue Farm number 1 shows me a mental misstep, and we talk it out, and he lets me play the Mana Vault without playing another thing this turn, so I don't have a Etali turn 2. And yeah, so the round goes around, and I luckily draw a LED, so I can still cast him. I have the mana. I cast him, but get absolute garbage. A Tezzeret, Mana Dork, and Mana Rock or whatnot, and yeah, and a counter spell. And well, then the turn cycle goes back to me. Nothing really happens on board. Nobody's really scary. And then I just flip Etali because I'm okay, I have nothing in hand. Because I had to crack the LED, I have no copies, no nothing. That's the only way I'm gonna win this game. And we started a long conversation who I'm gonna kill. I killed the second Blue Farm player and pass turn, and then out of nowhere Oswald wins the game. Yeah. I've never seen this deck perform, and honestly nobody on the table saw this coming. He had just Oswald on the board and I think 2 lands, and he just won. That was pretty sad and quick. I had a lot of fun this weekend, and the next championship will be in the UK. I'm looking forward to it, and I definitely want to attend there, and I'll try to get my ticket for that. event, and I can't wait to see all the people that I met this year. I made a lot of friends, and I'll definitely be trying out some new decks and even some crazy decks, and then I'll keep on doing some videos, keep you guys updated, and that's it. Thanks for watching.